So I says to Mabel, I says, so are you going to join the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? She goes, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. And I says to Mabel, I says, come to the live stream and just check it out because there's going to be a lot of information. We're live. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? Everybody.
What just happened?
You know how we are. We start talking before the live even begins and we talk about anything. What were we talking about? Crystal
Mabel?
drinking beer?
Butterbeer.
Butterbeer. Andrew, thank you very much for joining us. I'm looking at, this is going to be a weird setup. And I change this setup like every time because nothing suits me ever. I don't even have my light on here. Look at that. Nothing suits me because I like changing and I like to try different things and I break things. Sometimes I don't break things. Like this looks like a pretty good setup right now. Andrew, thank you for joining us. Curtis, Starla, Jason. I feel like a romper room with the little thing, the little looking glass. G. Trumbley, she's next to me. Samantha, too many names. Ms.
Julie's
Chaos, here. I think, 13.
Catching Crusties is here. Vance is here. Smiling Heart Exotics. Marine Corps. Reptiles. Angie's not coming tonight.
Angie's not coming. Holy Trinity, thank you very much. Cassandra. What's that?
I said, I wonder where her daughter's moving. Curtis.
Maybe closer to mom. I don't know.
She lives close to mom.
So I have three things I'm looking at right now. And that's like 99 problems and you're not one of them. I have three things I'm looking at and you're not one of them. Who is that?
What is your deal?
Way-in Bettas. Oh, very cool. So I'm looking at the screen. Here. I'm looking at the chat. Who is?
Shane Ballman. Krypton Geckos is here. Illinois Valley's here.
Oh my God.
Adam Hiller.
Oh my gosh. People are excited. People are excited about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. So I've started the point 4 times. I've got the chat. I've got the screen. And I've got the camera, and I shouldn't look at the screen. I should be looking at the camera instead. But I can't stop looking at the chat as well. You guys are great joining us tonight. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things tonight. Number one, we're going to talk about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. No, but I don't have a spreadsheet, but I have kind of a list here of things that we want to cover, mostly for the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. And but we're going to talk about a couple of other things. We're going to talk about updates at Supreme Gecko, just really quick, kind of fill everybody in on what's going on. And we're also going to, I want your opinion, folks, and I want you to comment, what's the greatest song ever? What's the greatest song ever? What do you think the greatest song ever is? I know my top 3.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a hard one. I thought you were going to say, what is the greatest Christmas song, since we were talking about the 12 Days of Christmas stuff.
Is it too early to start talking about Christmas?
Well, you already did it multiple times here, it looks like. Cassandra Pope's already making our Christmas list.
You have to make it early because Santa's watching you and he knows who's naughty and who's nice. You're naughty. I'm nice.
Okay.
So you're going to get coal.
I'll go for that.
Hey, JP, thank you very much for joining us. So if you
Christmas song or overall song, they want to know which one
overall,
you're looking for.
Overall song.
Wow.
That's
a hard one.
It is a hard one. I did this show just for Andrew, DEA Exotics, because I knew that he likes this kind of stuff. I did it my way. What a good song.
That was my mom's favorite song, Andrew.
Yeah.
She loved that song.
Can you sing a little bit of it?
No.
Can you hit the high note?
No.
Like the ending of the song?
No.
I did it. Oh, and there we lost 27 viewers. Yeah, exactly. I shouldn't sing. Oh, Holy Night. That's the greatest song ever. Bohemian Rhapsody. Interesting. And this is non-judgmental. This is I don't know. Everybody has something different. Everybody has different tastes.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog. I know that song like by heart, and I shouldn't because that's a 75 years back.
Give me back my sandwich.
Give me back my sandwich. Isn't that give me back my bullet?
I'm gonna have to look that one up because I've never heard of that.
What were we just talking about? What was Bohemian Rhapsody? That one took off like gangbusters with Wayne's World. Wayne's World. When they started jamming and they started
kissing Santa Claus.
You saw Nanette kissing Santa Claus?
Saying.
Can you sing that one?
No.
Why don't you ever sing? Aren't you that happy?
Have a horrible voice.
Bird is the word. Bird. That somebody's been watching Family Guy too much.
What is your top song?
Queen is you. So here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I have my top 3 or 4 or 5. La Gasolina. Bird is the word. I just love that one. I have my top 3 or 4. If anybody can guess my top song, I will. And I'm going to share a couple of the lower ones. Hi, Moon. How are you doing? Hi, Sam. I'm going to share a couple of the lower.
It's not about the skill. It's about the joy.
Yes, it is.
My oldest son at 18 months old asked me to stop singing one night when I was singing a song when they went to bed.
Mom, just please stop singing. You sing. I always say you sing better than my mom. My mom.
Your mom. I love
God bless her because her heart and her passion was in every gospel that she sang, and I can hear her right now singing Old Rugged Cross. And she was about as so when we were in church, I used to try to sing louder to kind of cover her up a little bit and match the harmonies so that maybe people wouldn't listen or hear her. What's that?
Probably didn't help.
It didn't help much. It probably threw me way off, and everybody probably talked about it that whole Sunday afternoon about that Kern family and how bad they were singing. So if anybody can guess my all-time greatest song, maybe not my favorite song, but my all-time greatest song, and there's a reason it's my all-time greatest song. If anybody can guess that, I will personally send them something from our store worth, I don't know, $20. Anything $20 or under. I will send that to you.
Right, you better
so you're going to have to
paper so I know what
okay, grab me a piece of paper and a pen.
Like I can reach across that. You put this big table in the way and you can't even reach the desk.
Now I've got to think of the song.
And you got to write this under so people can tell what you're writing.
I'm going to write it and everybody's going to see it and they're going to reverse their screen.
No worm.
Okay.
I don't even know what you're going to be writing, to be honest.
I can't think of the song name now. Gosh darn it. I'm blanking. Good. So you take the wheel. Steelers wheel. We don't have a winner, but oh my gosh. What's the song, Nanette, that if we're both downstairs at the same time,
I don't know.
I turn it up.
Song.
There's 2 of them. I turn up.
It's from that horrible movie. The guy
Inglourious Bastards.
Torch somebody or something.
Yeah, he's gonna through the gasoline.
He's gonna bad. I'm stuck with you.
Stuck in the middle. The other is
every time that comes on. Every time I come into the facility, I hear that.
And if you're downstairs and don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself, I'll walk that song over too. Okay.
Reservoir Dogs. Yes, that was the
Reservoirs. Yeah,
that was
horrible. Glorious Bastards. Thank you. Thanks for correcting me. I
can't hear that song without seeing that horrible scene. Stairway to Heaven. That's not your favorite.
Ooh, that should be,
but it's not.
It's
not what you're writing down.
That's not what I'm writing, and I cannot think of the song. Gosh. Carry the conversation.
Something from Frank Sinatra they want to know.
Somebody's looking.
Dreams by Fleet Mac.
Dreams is a great song. I didn't realize until just like today that what Baby Shark. Yeah, I sing that like in my sleep. I didn't realize that Stevie Nicks dated Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh, one of my favorite. Okay.
Rainbows by Kermit the Frog.
No.
Stop in the Name of Love.
No.
You said no to Stairway.
Got it.
Dreams. Was I close? I don't think so.
So think of that. I am a child of the 60s and 70s. Okay, I'm back. So a couple of songs.
Rubber Ducky song?
No, it's not the Rubber Ducky. It is not. And we're going to jump into the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas really soon. What's your favorite? What do you think is I shouldn't say favorite. What do you think is the greatest song ever? Okay, what did Moon say earlier?
Moon said Stairway.
Stairway is probably my number two song ever. I think another song that jumps up
California?
there. Oh, Hotel California is absolutely in my top 10, maybe top 5.
Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
That's probably my number 2 Pink Floyd song, and that is absolutely in my top 10. I think Comfortably Numb would be a little higher, and Comfortably Numb would be in the top 5 for sure.
Jason, I'm right there with
Wish You Were Here. Wow.
My singing voice has been known to move thousands. When I start singing, everybody moves away. That's about it.
9 Inch Nails. Johnny Cash's version.
The Wall.
It's not The Wall. In fact, unfortunately, because the radio played The Wall so much, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't take it anywhere. You. Yes, you.
Yes, yeah.
So I went to a Roger Waters concert with a friend, long, not a Barbie girl. Yeah, Hurt. Thank you, Jen. And Roger Waters played a lot of Roger Waters solo songs, but it kind of, the stage went dark and then it was quiet for probably about 3 or 4 minutes. And then you could hear the distant rumbling. And as it got closer, you could tell it was the helicopter, and it just got louder. And I swear the whole place was just vibrating from this. And Roger Waters did the you stand still.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, the geckos are going nuts back there.
Shield Tills. Closer, Money.
Go ahead.
Long Black Train.
Yeah, it was magic. Johnny Cash, what a hero. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's it right now.
Okay.
That's what they said.
So later on, I love Roger Waters watching TV. Yes. Radio Waves, Roger Waters, way underrated. Great CD, great album. So, later on in life, I started appreciating some of the older music, like the Beach Boys. I didn't really listen to the Beach Boys. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting so close. And it wasn't until later that I started listening to the Beatles and Pet Sounds.
The Beach Boys.
Who did I say?
You said the Beatles.
I meant the Beach Boys. Pet Sounds. It was like, I don't know if this is a really great album CD. But then once I started listening to it more and more, oh my gosh, it's brilliant. Born in the Wild.
Lucy in the Sky.
Nope, Lucy in the Sky.
In the Storm.
Close. I'm going to say
Yellow Submarine.
It is absolutely not Yellow Submarine. How about what do you guys think is the greatest song ever? Is it a rock song? Is it a country
Strawberry
song?
Fields Forever, Thunderstruck.
Strawberry Fields is an amazing song, and I watched the documentary once on, like a half hour of how they made the song and all the overlaying and everything. Just incredible. Thunderstruck only done on farm instruments and banjo. Like the striking has to be on like an anvil.
It's definitely a rock song.
Definitely.
Come Together
Definitely.
Is one of my faves.
Come Together is a classic song.
Here Comes the Sun.
Here Comes the Sun, and
Take It
Sun,
Easy.
Another one. Take It Easy is a great song.
Chop Suey, are you eating dinner or is that a song?
I think he's eating dinner. He's just naming stuff that he's eating. Let It Be was a great, really fantastic documentary. Well, My Guitar is
And
Sleeping.
The Walrus.
Way underrated. That song I think launched
I don't even recognize
George
half of
Harrison's
these titles,
career.
because I don't
Got him out of
recognize
the background a little bit.
Bat Out of Hell. That's
Bat Out of Hell,
That was a
classic.
Baby Shark. No,
That's Nikki's favorite song. I think that Nikki thinks that this is the greatest song ever.
Desperado.
Desperado.
Yeah, I know how it
Okay,
goes.
you don't want me to sing it all.
Here Comes the Sun and Imagine are great.
Imagine's a great
is
song.
a very good song.
Yeah.
I just heard that coming home today from work.
The hard part with Imagine is that by that time John had changed a lot of his views, and it was almost I don't know. I don't want to say hypocritical, but it was kind of was.
Is it on the Forrest Gump soundtrack?
It is not on the Forrest Gump soundtrack. That was a great soundtrack. Traumatized me. Let's do it. Let's do Baby Shark. Baby Shark, Shark, Shark. I don't even know how the song goes. Baby Shark. Okay, A Tale of Brave Odyssey.
Yesterday.
Close. Andrew, you're so close. Yesterday is another great song. One of the Beatles' top. Paul McCartney. Wow, Ellie Woman. I was never a Doors fan. I appreciate their music. I don't know. Maybe it was too deep for me. I like the pounding of drums and a little bit.
Bernice, I love you.
Go ahead.
You
go
love
ahead.
me. We're a happy family.
JP, so if you don't want me to sing anymore, hit the super chat and make sure that you contribute to Sam. Nice song. Underrated. Paperback Writer. Don't Let Me Down. Very, very, very underrated. Let It Be. So close. So close. I Am the Walrus. Nope. It is a Beatles song. I think everybody's kind of guessing or getting the fact that it's not Maxwell's Silver Hammer. One by Metallica.
When the music died.
Oh. Is that American Pie? When the music died?
One by Metallica.
Not one. Peanut butter
and jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
That's as bad as 6-7.
You said it wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody see the movie yesterday with the kind of the takeoff from the Beatles? Kind of interesting. Hard Day's Night. Nope. It was a later Beatles song, kind of much later.
I don't even recognize that song.
Hey, if you're a donor, come together.
Keep going, Sam.
Pretty close.
Twist and shout. No.
Twist and shout. No. If you're a donor to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, jump in.
Here comes the sun.
I'm going to share the link real quick here if I can. If I can get this.
I can't even think what my favorite song is.
Here Comes the Sun is something. Something's a really nice song. Let me see if I can figure out how to. I can't invite.
Nope, not Twist and Shout.
Go ahead, Nanette. Kind of cover for a second while I try to
looking.
figure out presenter invite. Invite guest. I got it.
Nope, not Let It Be. My son asked if you would get mad if he starts saying 6-7. I answered only if he's okay with getting bear mace on his face. They were saying that so much at school, and today it was constant. Constantly we heard it.
Ooh.
Too close.
Abbey
Road or Sergeant Pepper's
good
Lonely Hearts?
question. I
Are
think
there
it's.
still needing donors
Oh,
to
it's
special kids items?
I hate to guess. I think it's Sergeant Pepper's. I should know this.
Are you
She
still?
Loves You. No, it's a late song. Donors, if you want to join and talk about your business, talk about what you're. Go ahead, Nanette. Thank you.
I'm going to star a couple of the comments here that are related to that, and then we'll get back to that for sure.
What's that?
Right.
Oh, there you go. Good. Did you start it?
Yes.
No, you did. Okay.
I tried to.
Okay. She loves you growing up using 6-7 trends to get the youngsters to give up on it. I agree. Crystal kind of rolls her eyes when we do that now. She doesn't like it at all. Did we say Freebird? I'm shocked. Freebird is probably it's Stairway or Freebird is my number 2 song, 2 and 3 song. Between Freebird and Stairway, I could go between the two, between 6-7 in my list.
Oh, you're funny.
I
saw her standing there. There's a last song now and then. Hey, where is Crystal?
Tell everybody where Crystal is. You guys can keep guessing.
We're watching.
It's Let It Be was named already. It's not Let It Be.
Song that I love.
It's a classic Beatles.
Crystal is in Florida right now with her dad. He's saved up for a couple of years to take her down to Universal Studios to see Harry Potter World. And I got multiple pictures today. We got pictures last night. They've called us the last couple nights to tell us all their adventures, and they'll be there until Sunday. And they're having a blast. She's wearing her Harry Potter robe everywhere she goes.
So the only problem that they've had so far, and keep guessing if you want to try guessing, the only problem that they had so far was that Crystal got stopped by TSA. And they pulled her aside and put her in a room. And
they did not. They just searched her bag.
They searched her bag. She had a tube of...
She switched her toothpaste out. I got her a small one. She wanted the big one. And she took the big tube, and it was too big, and they threw it out, and she was a little offended because it was brand new. And I'm like, it's okay. We can get a new one. So they stopped her. But she was fine otherwise. First time on an airplane for her. First time for Jordan since he was about 12 as well, or 13.
Yeah, it's been a long time for Jordan too.
It's been a fun experience for both of them. They're doing a lot down there. Drinking butterbeer.
She's leaving home. I just read a big long story about that. That was a real story about a girl, and she was gone. And not Helter Skelter.
Cody
Something's
Walker
a great song.
Sang one of their songs to his wife at their wedding, and I'm sure you can guess which one it was.
I'm missing this. What I sang?
Sang is one of their songs. So I'm guessing the Beatles at their wedding to his wife, and I'm sure you.
It's got to be something. She Loves You. It's got to be something. Yeah.
Why I don't fly the rules.
And you guys that don't know the Beatles, we're gonna kind of bounce off of this a little bit.
Winding Road.
Wow, another classic.
Hard
Day's Night. Nope.
I think
nope.
It says Long Days on here.
Yeah. 12. What else? We just came upstairs like.
Well, start naming every song on Frank.
Oh, I tell you, if you went to like Sgt. Pepper's and just looked up the songs. Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it just it's a Beatles song.
Nope, we heard Yellow Submarine.
Not Yellow Submarine.
It's not that one either. Come Together.
Again, if you can name the song, I'll send you a $20 like gift certificate. Find something in the store under $20 or under, and I'll send you a gift.
But they don't know who won yet, so you
I know. We'll figure it out.
I Am the Walrus.
Not I Am the Walrus.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, you keep going.
All right. 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I'm sorry. We just came upstairs. We put away 40,000 micro mealworms. 40,000.
Yep.
You know?
Nope.
I've got to look this up.
What do you looking up? With a Little Help from My Friends. No. Lucy in the Sky.
Another good song.
Shout. No. Nowhere Man. No.
Yeah, I was right. I just wanted to make sure.
With a Little Help.
So it is from Sgt. Pepper's. Nowhere Man.
Nope.
Good songs. Good. I want to listen to the Beatles.
Okay. And start chatting.
12 Supreme Days of Christmas. What is it? What's the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? And why are we talking about Christmas? It's flipping October.
The 12 Days of Christmas is when you get a lot of vendors in our community to donate items that we then organize and get ready, and we give them away for 12 days through the Christmas season.
And sometimes 13.
And 13 and 14. And we have a lot of fun, a lot of craziness.
It's a blast. It's seriously, it's a blast. And the hardest thing for me is to measure. I'm a measurer. Day Tripper, what a great song. Ticket to Ride, what a great song.
You quit watching.
I have a hard time not comparing, and it's got to do better. It has to be better this year. That's not the point at all. Blackbird, another. So you're gonna hit me, but sometimes that's the only way that we can look at it and say, here's where we are right now, and here's where we're going. Ultimately, it's all about the community. It's all about the community. Number one, it's about you as participants and talking to each other here in chats, and nothing makes me happier. And and I tell you, I've seen this over and over and over and over again in the last 3 or 4 years. This is our 14th year, folks.
Wow.
We've had donations over $215,000
Over the years.
over the years. Nothing makes me happier than to go onto Facebook and see two people talking to each other and not talking, I'm fixing a hole, not talking about something, reptile specific, but or 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, but asking the other person about something in the hobby.
Are you sure
That's
song exists?
what this is all about. Mr. Kite. Nope, not Mr. Kite. They're just going down the list now. So that's what makes me happy and what drives my, I'll come back to that. So that's what drives my willingness to put a lot of time into this event. It takes a lot of time from our end. Starting last week, midweek, I've been putting in probably, I don't even know, 4 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah. Already.
Creating spreadsheets, creating different things, and communicating and getting stuff done for the 12 Supreme. And we're not even to the point where we're starting the process. It takes forward thinking and forward processing just to get the letters out there and get the donors on board, getting donor videos. We have a winner. We're going to come back to that in just a second. And it does take spreadsheets. I have spreadsheets all over the place. So if you're a donor, you've probably already seen the donor letter with a donor form. You fill it out. You put the gifts in. You give us some information about yourself. You tell us the value of the gifts. That all goes into a spreadsheet. I take that spreadsheet and then create a donor page and donor gifts. It's all in the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas website. And Frank, if you wouldn't mind sharing that 12 Supreme Days of Christmas website one more time for us, if you wouldn't mind, you can hide or show. Yeah.
I was trying to show it. Sorry.
Hold on. Okay. You were trying to show, what were you trying to show?
Remember that you have people that can help you use your
resources. Yes. Who said that? Yes. Yes, we're going to talk about that in just a second. So we're starting the process. I sent the donor letter out Sunday real late, and we have about 50% that have opened it of the donors that have sent it. I think we sent it to 220 donors. I've talked to a few off, the side. I only and already are kind of the same thing because it was put out so recently, but we have 20 some. You can check the donor page of the current 2025 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, and the people that have already sent over their information. Thank you, people like JP, very much for sending it early. We'll have this information trickling in for the next month. We start the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. First day that we announce the gift is the day after Thanksgiving. Nothing starts until after Thanksgiving. And
because Christmas doesn't happen until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Nanette set that rule up a while ago that we're not starting anything here until after Thanksgiving because it's 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. So what else? Donors contribute gifts, and then we have the 12 days, usually every other day, of sharing those gifts, giving them away to participants. How do you participate? Well, usually it's a question that I ask everybody, and I share a form usually the day before we do the giveaway, because this is such a short period. Remember, there's 12 days, and from the end of November to December 23rd, we don't go over Christmas Eve or Christmas. Then we, what was I going to say? It's a very tight time frame. So I give the how to enter, providing a form that you can fill out. Usually it's very, very, very easy to fill out. And a lot of times it's just multiple choice check marks. And then that next day, we do the giveaway. We actually do a random drawing. We've structured it so that we have kids gifts, lots of kids gifts. If you have a child, make sure that they participate in this, because we're seeing a lot of kids gifts being donated already. Thank you,
That's
thank you. It is awesome because, for a long time that we didn't really have that many kids gifts, and about 2 or 3 years ago we had Santa show up. Oh my gosh, thank you, Santa. I don't know if Santa's watching here, but it was so cool. And then we had Santa help us give out the kids gifts. So we do that. And then on the 12th day, we have a special kids drawing. We might have to do it a little bit earlier this year, because I don't know if you've seen the schedule. And I was talking about the difficulty of fitting this all in. We had last year 5 days in a row, and that was a killer because it was hard for everybody and it was hard for us. So what we're doing this year is we're going to have every other day: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But unfortunately, what that causes is we don't want to move it up before. We're not allowed to move it up before Thanksgiving.
No, we are not.
And we don't want to have it on Christmas Eve and Christmas. So we have 2 days after Christmas. I can't remember if we're doing Monday and Tuesday after Christmas or Monday and Wednesday after Christmas. But usually, other than that, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the giveaways. And usually the how to enter is the day before. And for Monday's giveaway, I usually do it on the Saturday beforehand. Hey, if you're a donor, if you've donated in the past, if you've shown interest in donating to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, and you haven't received a letter, a donor's letter yet, check your spam box, number one. Number two, even if you haven't or have donated in the past, if you want to be a part of this event, PM me on Facebook, send me an email, wallyKern@gmail.com. And I will go ahead and actually, if you want, this is a lot easier. You can go right to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas page, and under announcements is how to enter as a donor. You can click that link and you'll see the form. Everyone, this is super important.
You're doing it the 29th and 30th.
So Monday and Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you for that. Sometimes I put that in. What's that?
I'm hearing sirens too.
Sometimes I'll put the information together and then get busy with other things and just kind of leave. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna
please
putting some good questions in here.
Please, everybody that wants to participate, watch. I would say go on it once a day, at least, maybe twice a day. And I try to be as up to date as I possibly can with, here's the video to watch to enter. Here's the link to the live that we're doing, and putting that under the announcements on the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas webpage. I try to get that updated all the time. If you're waiting for Facebook, if you're waiting for Instagram, if you're waiting for an announcement on TikTok, it's going to be on that website first. So make sure that you check that. And did you know the website's already updated with as much information as I possibly can get in there right now, with 20 some donors already? And like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 of them already have their gifts in. Wait until you see some of these gifts. It's going to be incredible, simply incredible. And if the donors haven't sent me gift pictures yet, I don't have their gift pages. If you want to see what gifts donors are giving, go to the donor page. It says right on the top in the navigation, donor page. Click that, go into the donor page, find the donor, the vendor, the breeder, and click their picture, and that will take you right over to their gift page. And some of them aren't filled in, obviously, just yet. Nanette, if you see something, let me know.
I'm reading something.
I see Hooked on Geckos. Nikki, one of the big things with this is that we have been fortunate enough to have an incredible artist designer do our logos and do our special graphics the last couple of years. And Nikki has offered an incredible benefit to this 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. She's doing the logo again, the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas 25 logo again, and I said it's Nikki that's working on that design, and we should have that design pretty soon. Like, Nikki, tomorrow? Can we look at it? No. And that'll be a shirt. It'll be a limited edition, just like last year and the year before. Once we're done with the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, they're done. So you want to get in there really super quick. Thank you, Nikki. We have I want to cover this really quick. And again, donors, If you want to jump in here, please feel free to jump in and talk about your business. I'll give you like 5 minutes to just say, hey, I'm donating this, or here's my business. Greatly appreciate that. And I think I shared that link earlier. I don't know if I still have it here. There we go. If you want to jump in and talk about your business, feel free. We have a couple of new rule changes. I talked about the schedule and Monday and Tuesday after Christmas. That's very different from us. That'll be day 11 and day 12. So that's very, very different. I want to make sure everybody understands this. We always have 1 or 2 people every single year that kind of forgets this, that the gift, if you give a gift certificate, if you give a gift, shipping is on you as a donor. If you're giving a gift certificate, that gift certificate is for the value of an item that you can provide off of your website, that you can provide, not including shipping. So if you have a gift certificate of $200, that doesn't mean that you are offering a $150 animal and then the $50 is part of that gift certificate. That's outside. They should be able to get something worth $200. That's very important, because years ago I did giveaways and I entered, when I was starting off, and I can't tell you how many times, oh, you want a $50 leopard gecko, but you have to pay $75 shipping. That just didn't seem right to me. Well, from day one, from the very first 12 Supreme Days of Christmas that we've done, shipping has been covered. The first year by me, and then the donors have been so good at covering shipping. That's what it's all about. If I'm missing a comment, Nanette, you jump in.
I'm reading.
Okay.
No, JP.
And here's another thing. If you are offering animals, they have to be available by the start of the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. It's not about, hey, I should have some hatchlings in the spring of 2026, and I'll offer a hatchling up. It's not a potential gift. It is a real gift that you have in hand at the time that we start. And if that makes sense, I just want to point that out. And we have a little bit of a change this year, and I'll put it in the guidelines. I haven't defined exactly this point. And if you have any questions or suggestions about what we're doing,
go ahead. Degas just came in.
Okay, perfect. Degas, thank you very much for coming in. Longtime donor, thank you very much.
Frank, that's a good point.
Speaking
of kids, please keep the chat clean.
Yes.
During our event.
Yes. I'm going to refine the timeline, because as late as this last week, we've had 2 people claiming their gifts where they kind of disappeared through the whole year, 2020. One of them was for one of my gifts. Last correspondence was December. From them was the end of December. And I've sent several messages and nothing coming through. It's really hard for a donor to, especially with animals, especially with specific animals, to then be able to offer that gift again a year later. So we'll have some very specific rules. Gifts should be given out, and I specified this in the guidelines. Gifts should be given out, standard gifts like by the end of February at the latest. Animals, you should be able to get those animals out by the end of June at the latest, in my mind. That if anybody has a problem with that, let me know. DEA, it was surprising. Go ahead, please.
Does that mean that you're going to say that by a certain date, if you haven't claimed your gift, it's a no? Okay.
Yes, we're going to be very, very specific that. Unfortunately, if you win a gift and you're not participating in the communication, I'm a huge believer in participating in communication. Once a month, hey, just checking in yet. Is shipping weather good on your end? Donors rule the shipping time frame of animal shipments.
Yep. When you're comfortable, you ship.
I've got to share this story. Jim from Southwest, God darn it, reptiles. Jim Stelflug. I should know it. He's donated every single year except the first year, his company name. But anyways, he had a gift. It was one on like a Thursday. Letter was sent. Hey, you just won this gift. Jim, go ahead and start communications. And the very first communication back to Jim was, this is great. I love this gift certificate. Let me know what snakes you have. Please ship it by Monday. Now, the next Monday was Christmas week.
Yeah.
And he was adamant. I promised this gift to my kids. I want it. I promised it. It should be, I want to put this snake under the tree when it comes in. And it's like, this is a nightmare. So I want to reiterate this important fact that the donors are in full control of the shipping dates that they ship their animals, because they know best how to ship their animals. And if you're donating, yeah, put a pic. And we said that. Jim said that before I could even suggest it. Okay. Local pickups. How did everybody feel about the local pickups last year? And I'm not calling anybody out. We had a couple of local pickups that just didn't feel like they should be local pickups. If I'm shipping out a temp gun, I don't want it to be local pickup. Local pickup really minimizes the exposure of that gift to potential participants.
And the donor.
And it's hard. So we're going to limit, unless it's a very explicit exception to the rule, we're going to limit local pickups this year to bulky items. We don't want to send an Exoterra 12 by 12 by 18 in the mail. And if somebody's willing to donate a beautiful enclosure like that, we have Animal House and Pet Supplies donate a custom setup. Norman Pearl donated some beautiful custom setups, and they made it local pickup, and that's cool. So that's what we're going to kind of provide this year as well, especially one exception is we have a couple of animals that are going to be local pickup, but one of them is from a donor that has exposure to Illinois and Wisconsin, and we'll make that work. The other is a hedgehog. We have a hedgehog. We have a hedgehog in this year's giveaway. That is something super cool.
That'll be a local pickup. JP said if somebody wins his stuff and doesn't claim it by the end, he will just donate it to a kid at Sewerfest. Ouch.
That's super cool. Donors, and I'm going to get to the questions in just a second. Viewers, one thing that we can use as helpers. One of the biggest things that you can do as a helper is to promote the event. And with that, yes, I'm sorry, I took that off too quick. You can promote the event, but you can also, this is the time during the event, you can promote it and push it out on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok and wherever you can push, hey, 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, and tag the donors and tag your friends and get people coming over to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. That's what's going to make this event give this event more exposure. But also right now, you can't do that so much because people will go, it's a month away. What you can do is contact donors specifically that haven't been in the 12 Supreme Days in the past. One example I have is dart frogs. We have been jumping spiders. We have been sorely missing tarantulas, sorely missing other animals in the community that should have more exposure. Contact a dart frog donor and say, hey, have you seen this 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? It's pretty cool. Give us some credibility from your standpoint and say, if you have the ability to, it would be cool if you would donate to the 12 Supreme Days. We would, chameleons, if we can get chameleons in as long, and I'm going to talk about the chameleons in just a second. We want other animals. We want that additional exposure in the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. Centipedes, yeah. So we're talking about some different animals. We're talking about some exceptions, more exotics, if I could say that. We're going to stress heavily on care sheets. If you have just a couple of minutes after the show, go on to the website. In fact, I don't know. Nanette, why don't you if you have a question or two, grab a question or two.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Anybody there's a couple people in here that have made comments that they will donate. PM Wally.
Don't PM me. What you can PM me, but what would be even better is just go to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas page.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm going to see if I can do this myself. Share screen. Windows.
And fill out what the donor. Oh, Frank's got it in there, I think.
Yeehaw. Okay, is everybody seeing this? Yeah. So I hope everybody can see this, but if this is so important, folks, 2025 12 Supreme Days of Christmas announcements, right off the bat announcements. So this is kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Ignore anything below the curtain. You don't care about that. I'm going to use these as examples to post during 2025, and I don't want to lose some of this information. So just put it below the red lines. But look at this. Look at this. We've already started, just added 10 donors. So I'm going to try to keep this up to date as much as possible. Here you go. So if I click this, I'm going to go right to the donor's letter. And if I'm a potential donor, I can fill that out right from this page. So and that's what you can use just to save that timing step. And, you know, I don't want to be a bottleneck to somebody that wants to donate. I do want to show you this. And if you're looking for information about the past 12 Supreme Days of Christmases, excuse me, it's all under here, 24, 23, 22, 21. That's as far as we've been using the website. Other, you know, past that, I think we were using Facebook for a while. Okay. Animal care reference. We are going to stress if we have different animals, and I need to add something right here. JP, look at this. Phaloris video. Sorry, folks. Get out of here real quick. Nicola, if you have exotics, then we're going to require some kind of a cure sheet, and we're going to require the winner to show us their setup before. I mean, everybody can keep a crested gecko, everybody can keep a leopard gecko, but if you're getting a chameleon, we're going to request that you show us that setup before you get the animal. So you can go through the process of winning. Yeah.
You could win it. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Well, not before you win it, because we can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If we have, you know, 50, 100.
It was just the way you said it. I was
sorry.
confused.
Good.
Never mind.
And if you have more information that you'd like to share now, even if you're not donating to this page, and we'll put some kind of a table of contents up here too, that will be very, very helpful. And I want to, is everybody seeing this, Nanette? Are you seeing it? Be jumping through the pages? Okay. I want to show you this real quick. Hilltop Hollows Hedgehogs. If you click that, I hope everybody saw what I did there. I just went over to their logo. I can go to their page. I can go to their, I can't even see the Instagram, TikTok, Samantha's Instagram and TikTok. But if I go to this, if I click on the donors gift list, I get, again, links here. I get the gifts, and Samantha's donating a hedgehog. We show the special offers. I'm still working with that, folks, but we're also going to show videos as well. Okay, and look at this. This is crazy. Information, important information before entering. Shows a setup, housing, heating, grooming, bedding, wheels, hedgehogs, hilltop hedgehogs, choosing. So just tons and tons and tons of information here. And I love this because even if somebody is curious, I'm not going to enter because I don't know anything about a hedgehog, but oh my gosh, I do want to learn. This is exactly what we want to do in this event. So highly recommend if you have a chameleon, you know, let's build that.
Somebody just said that they can get chameleon care guides and how their habitat should be set up too.
Yes. So I don't know if I can show anything else here. Let me go back to the donor page. We talked about the schedule. Here you can see the schedule. But one of the most important things here is the donor rules and the rules. And there have been some additions this year to the rules and donor rules that we talked about just a little bit ago. Okay. I'm going to hide this unless anybody wants to see anything else in the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas website. So we provide as much of an announcement as we possibly can on that website. Again, you can go over to the homepage and see all of the announcements. I keep this up to date pretty well during the event. What was I going to say? But if anybody has a question about that webpage, let me know.
Are there certain areas that you need help or that you want specifically?
I was
looking for help. That's my question.
JP care sheet should be enough. I think if you want to do a video, that's super cool. Donors, if you want to do a video and you know, it's got to be about a minute or less, please. Somebody gave us a 6-minute video last year and it took me like a half hour, an hour to edit it down to about a minute. If you give us a video, we'll show that video during the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I'll add it to the website, your gift list, so people can click on that. But we have an example of the donor video that you can do to promote your business and promote your items, your animals, your products, whatever. What is today's sponsor drink? I'm drinking Diet Pepsi. When's the last time I ever had a Diet Pepsi?
It's the only thing
Years ago. Diet Coke is my brand. And coffee, and I don't know why I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi today. What are you drinking?
I just finished a hot cup of tea with green tea and elderberry in it. It's good. It was very good. Helpers.
I can use helpers. So number one, we need to jump on the backs of the donors, potential donors, and say, hey, would you consider donating a gift for the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas? Diet Dr. Pepper sounds really good, but only when it's super, super cold. We could use your help right now to contact potential donors and get them engaged in this giveaway. I have a list of potential donors. We have two people that have already jumped up and said, hey, I can help out, and we're going to get them engaged. One of the hardest things for me for every single 12 Supreme Days of Christmas event has been we do the live, we do the giveaway, spreadsheet, enter, associate the donor with the winner's name, do validation to make sure that it's a valid winner per the rules of that day, and make sure that it's not spammy. And then once we do that, then what I do is I go back to email. Like some days we had 40 or 50 gifts. And one of the hardest things for me is then to update the page and do the gifts page and the days. Every day has the gifts related to that day in it. And that's a lot of updating to that 12 Supreme Days of Christmas site. But then I have to do the emails as well. So I am going to hand that off so that somebody can contact the winner and connect the donor so that they can work out the delivery of that gift. And that's going to be out of my hands and somebody, unless there's issues. And this year we're going to do something different in that. I feel like last year we had, we're going to this year do more follow-up after the fact, like in January and February. Hey, did you receive your gift? Did everything? What's your thought for the 12 Supreme Days? Kind of a survey thing to make sure people are getting their gifts. We at this point in the year with the donors, I've had some people come back and say, the donor never collected, or the winner never collected their gift. They never contacted me back. So we're going to have somebody kind of walk through, manage that process as well. But we're also going to have that person manage the email connections. We could use somebody helping with the gifts. The page where we show the gifts from the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I'm going to show that real quick here. So if I go back to the page, we have something like 2024 and Christmas cards. And we're going to talk about games in just a second, but something like this, somebody could come in here and help me greatly by putting the Christmas cards in. People send Christmas cards. We enter them here because that's a great way to share the holiday spirit and excitement and emotion and passion. And we could have somebody help me with putting together this page. And there's several other tasks. I'd like to have a game crew. I'd like to have like 3 or 4 people helping with the games, like suggesting games that we can play during the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, helping with that area. And I have 3 or 4 other tasks that I'm going to try to hand off. But, back to someone's point about, letting other people help with this, absolutely have to this year, because last year by January and February, getting emails 2 or 3 times a day still from the event, and walking through that follow-up process. Oh my gosh, it's been a month or 2 months. I've got to go back to my spreadsheet. I have to look it up, what's happening. I've got to go through the email, track back through the emails and figure out what's going on. That was a real burden, I would say. So we're going to have to do something with that. And hopefully with a helper that will help out a lot. We talked about bugging donors. Talked about site updates. Talked about the games. What else? We've got some stars. Did I miss anything in the?
I'm just reading now. Frank just said, please send pictures of your gifts when you win and receive them.
Yes. That was one of the pages I didn't go to, but we have the Christmas cards, but we also have a page where folks can show off the gifts that they got. And that promotes the donors and it promotes the people participating. And what I tried to do last year was get as many as I could over to Facebook and Instagram to kind of promote the event that way, to give credibility. And like, we had this big event and here's some of the gifts that were given out. Is Sandra's going to Sewerfest for the first time?
Wow. Cool. We'll see.
We're working that in, Andrew, for Canadian participants. We had a struggle getting Canadian donors.
Well, and we had problem participating for
about 3 years ago. We had opened it up for the UK and for Canada and for Mexico. We got nobody from Mexico. We didn't get anybody from the UK. I had 3 people volunteer. Hey, I'll talk to donors. And then after much communication to those people, I just haven't yet. I didn't get to it. And that was kind of on my part a little frustrating that we didn't open the door a little bit to the UK. And we did open the door to some Canadian donors. I wish I could remember some of their names. Now, here's the sad part. And Chantel, I know you participated a lot. We really didn't get the exposure we were hoping from Canadian participants. We had gifts. We had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gifts, and we were getting 2 or 3 or 4 entries on every, on those gifts. And that was kind of a little frustrating. So what we're going to do, and the hard part is we can't do animals. We can't do shipping of animals to Canada and the UK, obviously,
or have them
from the US and, across the borders. So what we are going to do, and Chantal, you brought this up earlier in a live, we are going to see if we can do merchandise. But we're going to have to check costs. I mean, if we could have Canadian donors and Canadian participants, that would be super cool, because then the shipping charge would be minimal. If we have US donors and Canadian participants, we're going to have a considerable amount. So I give away a TempCon Wally Kern Supreme Gecko, and it's going to cost me $5 to ship it to somebody in the US. And it's going to cost $20 to ship it to somebody in Canada. Or I try to ship Supreme Isopod Chow to somebody in Canada, and it sits in customs for 3 weeks, like we had one package.
Snake Discovery is coming to Sewerfest?
That's right.
I didn't know that.
That is right.
Oh my.
So, yes. And Chantal, when you say merch, what do you mean specifically? Are you talking about shirts and, you're not talking about reptile supplies? If I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would love for you to kind of, give us a little logo stickers. Love it, love it, love it. I got the wrong one. So Mexico, I'm not set up to export. We have companies that can do the exporting, but again, we're talking about lots of charges, additional. What's that?
I'm reading it now. I didn't know.
We have a lot of additional charges for export fees
a lot
and
of tariffs right now over
Yeah.
the borders too. Somebody's mentioning.
So that's a kind of shirts. Thank you. I'm going to actually take a print screen of this. Anything small, exactly. I'll do some more investigating, or if somebody wants to help with this and investigate what the cost for shipping to Canada would be, that would be wonderful. Nanette, why don't you jump on that one if you don't mind? I'm here. I'm volunteering,
Yeah,
Nanette.
I can look at some of that.
So
Canadian shipping.
yeah, I'm trying to read this person's comment, and it's you.
What is it?
Adding stuff
I
to the
put it
store.
out on
That's all right.
Facebook, and I didn't get a whole lot of ideas besides waffles. We're just kind of interested. People say you need more merch, and I'm like what? What do we need? What do you want to see us do?
We had some questions here. You watched the questions.
Stickers.
Yes, I took a print screen of that. That's
Okay.
great. Are you still needing donors, especially kids items? Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that one we referred to, you can just go right to the link then.
Yep. Yes. Emily, thank you very much for asking. Absolutely, we still need donors. I'd like to see as many donors as last year. And I think we're going to get there. I hope we are. And again, it's not about the numbers. It's about kind of the exposure and building the community. Okay. I won my gift. How do I contact you, and do I pay for shipping?
These are things Frank is shooting out at you.
Yeah, that's great. So as a participant, you pay nothing for shipping, nor should you ever pay anything for shipping. There's a but. Unless, story for that. Unless you go to the donor and say, oh, thank you very much for your gift. I would like to select this, Australian leaf tail. Do you have any more? Oh, well, we have merchandise, we have products, and we have these animals. Oh, I'd love to select this animal as well. That's going to cost, it would cost me another $20 or $30 or $40 to include that. Would you mind paying that extra shipping? Then it's up to the donor and the winner to decide, who covers shipping. Does that make sense?
Yep.
How do you contact? We'll have all of that in. There's a great question. So at the end of the day, of a giveaway day, we'll have obviously the gifts that we'll give away. Then we'll have winners, and hopefully we have 100% winners. We'll put out an email to the donor and the winner to connect the two parties. And that will have all the information they need as far as shipping goods, supplies, merch, or animals, and how to kind of go about that. Now, I will say, if you're donating animals, you should know how to ship. I walked through this shipping process with 4 or 5 people last year, and that's okay. But again, it kind of takes a little bit of time. And for sure, you should have all of your shipping supplies by the time the event starts. We had 2 people last year that came back and said, oh, I don't have the shipping supplies. I'm just waiting for the shipping supplies. So that kind of slowed the process down a little bit. Just need to be a little bit more prepared. Frank, this is the question. Why in the world, and I'm not going to keep everybody that much longer here, but why in the world last year did we limit it to 1 person per household? Oh my gosh, you guys burnt me up on that one, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. I've got broad shoulders. I love the critique and the comments back on something like this. And Frank, thank you very much for asking this. Why did we do that? Because we had some families that took advantage of that situation, and I wanted to nip that in the bud. So I said, fine, 1 person per family, 1 person. So we're going to work that through, and so the horse was gone, and I locked the barn door. Literally, last year. So this year, I don't want to, open the barn doors, both of them, and okay, all you animals, have at it, free roam. There's got to be a way to figure this out, and that's going to be in the validation process. We're going to do a better job this year with the validation process, but we are going to open it up more for households, if that makes sense.
Are you looking for assistance for Frank at all?
Frank does
Frank is phenomenal, and I'm not saying you're not. I'm just, do you need help is what I'm saying with the moderating during that time frame.
I think that's a lot. To be very, very honest, Frank, you do so much for promoting and moderating the live streams. I couldn't ask for anything more from you, really, seriously. We're so appreciative. Are we interested in other hedgies? I can't read it. Tenrecs, long ears, or dormice?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what a tenrec is.
I don't know either.
I don't know what long ears. I think that's mice, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, I should be showing this. We're kind of open to things that relate to the reptile hobby. Why are isopods in this giveaway? Well, because they bioactive and they're fun. They're little Pokemon. Got to catch them all. So that's why we opened it up to isopods and other things, even jewelry.
Frank is saying yes, that we would love to have more people help moderate and double check things.
Yeah, we could use another moderator. It's always helpful to have two people.
I mean, he's awesome, but I know it's a lot of work.
I think that, when a couple of years ago we had two moderators, and Frank, you kind of handled one part of the whole process and the other person handled another part of the process. But more importantly, we bounced ideas after a show. Mm-hmm. After a giveaway show, the three of us would bounce ideas, and it worked so amazing. If we have
somebody can help show her how to do it, she would do it.
Cake of peace. It's really, the technical aspect is easy. It's the, being kind of tuned into the conversation. And, Frank has the hammer. And, if we have somebody come in, oh, this stupid giveaway, I never win. He bops them on the noggin with the hammer, and they're either in a timeout or they're gone. If they say one of the big words, we usually cut them off pretty quick on
Frank
that.
Even moderated or put the hammer down on your son, not knowing it was your son that one time. That was great. Christopher.
What did he say?
Christopher was harassing you, and Frank.
He came on a live stream and said something like, "Oh, you're doing another giveaway. Well, I'm sure I won't win," or something like that.
Frank
said, you're gone.
Contacted me. He's like, your moderator just shut me down. It was great.
Moon said, I'm good with the hammer.
Yep. Frank is awesome. He is very
good
at
taking
so care of it. And he's fast. And that's what we need. It was funny, Frank. He sent me a text that night. He just shut me down. He was harassing you about something.
The funny thing is that I'm going to say it, and then all of a sudden we're going to see it. We see some negative comments, not many. I mean, last year, I bet you we had 2 or 3 negative comments the whole event. And for something like this, where we have, up to 500 people watching, that's really not doggone too bad, I've got to say. And again, we try to give the warnings. We need to be a little bit more positive, and Frank is, spot on with that. I can't remember the last time we had something like, hey, visit this site for fun and games.
Yeah, we had a couple of those at one point. That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, that was years ago. And Frank's like, boom, you're gone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Sad. Well, and Frank's really
and before I could even write the site's names down. Okay, that's HTTP, and then Frank bounces the message. Gosh darn it, I didn't get all that in. I was kidding.
And he's really good too if the conversation starts to go off track inappropriately for families. She shuts that down really good too.
Can't say this enough because what we do want to do is promote the hobby. We want to promote the community. We want to promote the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas in a very, very positive way. And if you come on and you say something like, hey, this giveaway, how you're doing it with the random number generator or picker isn't really working, I don't think it's right. That's not a real positive thing in the giveaway. It's hard to stop a show and say, well, we've tested and so what I ask is, and we give this opportunity in every single entry form that we have, is if you have suggestions, if you have ideas, please use this line. You get 12 chances through the event. Please use this line. And nobody spends more time with those suggestions and takes them with the intent that they're given. And that's to improve the process.
I have a question
Yeah.
back at you. Sam had asked about the exotics, and I starred questions, and he said, is that a yes to more exotics? You said you didn't know what something was.
That is, I love this.
Yeah.
Yes, that is absolutely. Now, we don't want, the giveaway to be, I just had I don't even know what they were, the long years. I had 100 babies, so I'm going to donate, 50 of the babies to the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. I kind of try to watch that a little bit, I hate to even bring up an example, but, if something like that is an animal that's very popular, and then all of a sudden people are breeding them all over the place. The 12 Supreme Days of Christmas isn't a dumping ground where you can, we're not going to have, 14 donors all giving, 10 long years or whatever it is. I hope you're understanding the example
long
I'm trying to
years
give
might
you.
be bunnies.
They
Now
could
that
be.
I'm thinking of it.
I'm saying long years.
No, he asked about that before, and I'm like, it could be a bunny.
Or it could
Never
be a
mind.
crusted gecko. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. You're being silly. Also, we don't stop in a live for anything. If there's questions and you're questioning Frank, or the moderator handles that, we cannot stop. We can't even keep up with the comments that are flying through on those lives because they're so fast.
Yeah, that's so important. The giveaway day is not the time to discuss suggestions or concerns or
tell me there's
we're
a problem
moving on, because we have lots of people that just don't want to hear. There might be some people that want to hear it. And again, the feedback that we get from the forums, I share, I review, obviously, and I take it to heart, every single person's feedback, and we try to implement as many. Last year we had, my gosh, did we have the
feedback.
My gosh, did we have the changes
a lot.
and love to see that. But the live stream is not the place during the giveaway to bring stuff like that and discuss. And maybe the after party would be a good place, and we can do that. But
and if there's ever a real big issue on the live stream, Frank catches it when you guys put the comments in. He has my cell phone number too, that he can text me quickly and say, hey, there's a problem on your end, fix, something's going on. And one person saying it is all we need. We don't need 50 comments saying the lights are out, the lights are out, the lights are, or something. It doesn't help. It just confuses us. Can somebody donate a dragon? What kind of dragon do you want, Frank? Like
how to train your dragon?
Train your dragon, toothless, or
do we use Husbandry Pro? I don't. I use spreadsheets just because I've always used spreadsheets. Husbandry Pro is a little bit more. Oh, I think that's just a comment to everybody. I'm sorry.
No,
if you're asking me, I don't, because it's a little bit more work than I need to put in for the information that I want to get out of something like that, if that makes sense. Long-eared hedgehogs. Thank you, Sam.
Abby made a comment that you can also email Wally privately about donating certain exotics to make sure that they would be appropriate too. We also need to make sure that if there are any restrictions for them going into, certain snakes can't ship to certain places, right? So you need to make sure that somebody could be across the country and they're winning your item, that they can still get it. So make sure that we can ship these things.
So if I'm contributing,
legally.
I'm going to say it like this. So if I'm contributing a banded gecko, a Coleonyx variegatus, it's not up to the giveaway coordinator to know whom can get those and the state laws. It's up to me, the donator, with a little bit of help from the winner, to decide if that's a shippable, ownable, shippable, manageable by the winner animal. So it's going to be, I hate to take kind of the fifth on this, but I can't follow all of this. Hedgehogs, I'm sorry. Hognoses are a great example because I know in Illinois, there's limitations and permits and blah, blah, blah. So,
And that's
it's in the
something-
rules. I'm going to do the, CYA and say it's in the rules. You guys need to know that.
Well,
and I hate to take that stance. I'd like to know more, but
Right.
during this event, I just can't.
If people know that they have something that can't go somewhere, they can always put it in their description also. Can only ship to certain states or that kind of thing as well, so that it's in the description. Then people will know not to try to win that item. Hopefully.
I don't know if Samantha did, but in her
Samantha. Oh, okay.
Hilltop Hollows Hedgehogs, I know somewhere. I don't want to read all of this. Oh, here we go. Here, make sure hedgehogs are legal in your. This is such a great example, folks.
Right there.
States area including blah 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 blah. So, that covers it right there. And when we have something like that, if you can let me know before your gift is going to be given away for people to enter for your gift,
We can emphasize
Wally,
it.
don't forget to mention this. I'll put it in my notes, my spreadsheet script for that day. And I'll make sure that people know that. Yeah, yes.
You got to know your
Yes.
state.
Yes. Absolutely. So as donors, as participants, we can watch some stuff like that too. And if you see, because when I do the how to enter video, the gifts are already on the page. I try not to put them out in much more of an advance than the one day. But if you see something like that, somebody's giving away a hog nose. Hey, Wally, don't forget that I'll take that feedback. Chantal, thank you very much for all of your great suggestions. I'll probably forget this entire stream by tomorrow. Then I'll be reminded by a random person. That's me too. I'll just like Chantal had mentioned the Canadian merchandise. I have my note app, Notion, that I have pages of notes in there organized by topic as far as the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. And I'll go through those about once a day just to kind of, okay, today I need to do this. And these are the notes related to that. I live off of that Notion note-taking app, and I live off of these spreadsheets, as you certainly know. Bye-bye, Chantel. Any other questions?
Did you get all the starred ones?
I think I have one left. Do you guys use? Okay, we got that one.
I got that one.
Okay, I don't think so. If you guys have any more questions, let me know here. What else can I say about the 12 Supreme Days? I think I covered all of my notes. We didn't cover the favorite song.
Your song.
Yeah, I just so
don't read
this
the
is-
other note on the back of it. Don't read because that's not for on the live. That's just something to remind myself to talk to you about.
Wally, can we
No.
stay up extra late tonight and have a party, just you and me?
Yeah.
All right.
You're right. Yeah, this is a family show.
So here's my note that I wrote to Nanette, and I couldn't remember the name of the song. The lyrics were going through my head, and it was the Beatles' Golden Slumbers that was stuck for some reason. So I had to look it up, but hopefully you guys, can you see that? Can you see that? It's the Beatles,
Oh, no.
Day in the Life. I think
That was DEA.
and that was DEA. Congratulations. You
And
let me know
first.
go to the store, take a peek at the store, and see if there's something that you'd like to grab from the store. Thank you guys for participating. That was fantastic. I had probably more fun than anybody else here. Everybody was like, I don't know any Beatles songs.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's a good point. Abby just made a comment. I don't believe that this has ever been an issue but donating a large breed of reptile like a retic or a Burmese python is not a good idea. Yeah, not if it's super long.
So the problem
Okay.
there is I know nothing about snakes. I know hognose. a little bit of about hognose. I tell you, folks, I try. My brain. Somebody talks about snakes, and my brain shuts down. Not because of I'm not interested or that I don't care. It's that it's like it's a 5-gallon bucket, and I already have 4 gallons 0.999. I just can't retain snake information like that, unfortunately. So you see something weird in the gifts, please do not hesitate to comment and let me know that, hey, Wally, that snake that is being donated gets to be 23 feet long. Hey, Wally, that snake that's being donated is venomous. I almost said poisonous. That's how little I know about snakes. Yeah.
No.
Bigger the snake, the bigger the meal. I just, we had a big snake at one time, and I just let it out in the neighborhood, and all of a sudden, all the small neighborhood
Really?
pets
You're
were
gonna say
gone.
that on a live.
So beetles, I know. Thank you for kind of participating in that and your greatest songs. I had a lot of fun, and thanks for playing along with me with the Beatles, because I know many people might not know, but that song, "A Day in the Life of," was actually, oh my gosh, this is how far advanced the Beatles were. They took 2 songs and they combined it somehow, some way, and made it work. And I feel that, especially Sgt. Pepper's, I think Sgt. Pepper's is one of the greatest 2 or 3 or 4 CDs, albums of all time, because how innovative it was. And it might even be behind, Revolver or Rubber Soul for the Beatles. But that song, I think, was the keynote of that whole album, because of what kind of methods, the process they used, and how they combined that song, and the meaning behind it and everything. It just, yeah, I can hear that song in my head now, right? Woke up, got out of bed, drug a comb across me. Great song, but it's hard. I thought about this before the show, and how can I put Stairway to Heaven under anything else? How can Stairway not be number one? As a kid, that was all I listened to over and over. I listened to The Wall over and over, not on my account, but from the radio stations. But yeah, that was hard. But A Day in the Life has so much meaning and so important to music, I think, at the time. Okay. My friend Doug had cobras, vipers, all kinds of poisonous. He kept very few non-poisonous, non-venomous. So the very first sewer fest that I did, if JP is still in here, Cassandra's still in here, very first sewer fest in Racine, Wisconsin that I ever did, again, over 20 years ago, the table across from me had these big containers and had cottonmouths and diamondbacks.
No.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to think of other snakes that he had, but it was so flippin' cool to see copperheads, and not huge, not the 6-footers, but smaller animals. It was super cool, but it wasn't that much longer that Shane made the decision to yank the venomous out of the shows, and that made all the sense in the world.
The hair is standing on my arm. Step it. There's a garage that you can sleep in.
Is that a good rattlesnake? Capoon viper. Oh my gosh. Garter snakes. Why did I think somebody was donating garter snakes? I think they've mentioned that they might be donating garter snakes, and I don't know if there's rules and regulations. So if anybody knows any rules and regulations about garter snakes, let me know on that too, please.
I want no snakes, DEA. No snakes.
She doesn't know what I don't tell her, right?
Never.
I didn't realize that.
Wow. That
is so cool. how did we not know that earlier? You know, how did we not know that when we were landing people on the moon?
They probably knew that in like the Medicine Man or something like that.
So Nikki, hooked on geckos, that's the reason why hognose aren't allowed, or with permits with permits in Illinois, because of their locality. I think that they're very limited in Illinois, so they don't want, you know, people just randomly pulling out of nature, whereas they're, and I think this is the, you know, I don't know snakes that much, but I think it's the Western hognose. If I'm wrong, you know, point it out and call me out on that. But I think in Illinois, they don't want people pulling from the wild. Whereas, you know, Wisconsin, we can have hognose all day.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry. Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry too. I want to read Abby's, and then I love Gaboon Vipers, but I would want to hold on, which would be a very bad idea. Very bad idea.
What's going on, Wally?
You can do anything once. What's that?
Paul Large March Morphs. What's going on, Wally and Nanette?
I don't see it. Is it coming up?
Well, it's not. It's right.
Birds use ants for healing. Exactly. It has, you know, I'm talking about songs, but movies. One of my favorite movies is Medicine Man. Has anybody seen Medicine Man?
Said that's where they probably use that.
What a great movie, talking about cancer and nature providing a way, and Sean Connery and Bracco. I can't think of her first name, from Sopranos and Goodfellas. Aaron Bracco? Andrew, are you still here? What's her name from Sopranos and Goodfellas?
This is the one I was reading.
What did I miss?
Nothing. This
Okay.
person.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
They're just asking what's going on.
We just finished talking about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas. Might have to watch this because there's a couple of, I don't think I mentioned it. I might have in the beginning. Scale Up in Madison Sunday. We'll be at that show. Okay. I don't know. Aaron Bracco? I don't know.
You made a grilled cheese on the radiator?
Grilled
that sounds
cheese.
good. I've got a crock pot full of pot roast right now.
Let's go. Let's run. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Again, if you have any questions.
You got hungry all of a sudden.
I'm hungry.
Lorraine Bracco.
Thank you.
Is that who it is?
Thank you. Well done. If anybody has any questions, let me know. If you have any concerns about the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas, let me know. If you'd like to donate, fill out that form under the announcements on the 12 Supreme Days of Christmas website. If you know somebody that would love to have some exposure during this event, and that's why we do it, for the community, for the animals, obviously, and also for the donors, and to promote good people. Do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah, we're gone.
Thank
you, everyone. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just reading.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.